All right. So today's daily is going to be about breaking your own rules. What I mean by this is deprogram yourself for the better. Let me explain. The other day on Facebook, I made a post and it said, override default permissions programming. And what that is alluding to is the realization, you've all heard this talked about before, probably, just that we are programmed from our infancy to behave in a certain way. You hear about nature versus nurture, and yeah, we do have certain tendencies as just the way our brains and biology are wired, for sure, but a lot of our behavior is decided by the way we were taught, by our peers, parents, teachers, and role models. So celebrities that you followed, people that you watched, people that you listened to, anyone you admired or had some kind of authority over you in your younger years, um, like did affect the way that you turned out, just period. Okay. We are so influenceable, but at some point the the influence that we come into contact with like kind of solidifies. And stop. That's literally how I have to stop my alarm. I just say stop. Okay. You're in. Hey Google, stop.
By the way, you can also just say stop without having to start with hey,
That's what I
followed
did.
by Google.
That's totally what I did. Okay. And I think it's like in our early adulthood, we kind of just accept the first like 20 years, give or take, of our life, and we're like, okay, this is who I am. Clearly. Because it feels like you're an adult now. And so by the time you're an adult, you feel like you are an adult. And the thing is, you can't stop there. You cannot. Because there is so much that you don't even realize wasn't your choice regarding the way you are. So much of the way you are, you never decided upon, you never agreed upon. Um, in fact, I would even venture to say most of it. You become an adult when you make choices for yourself, and that means regarding everything, everything. When you realize that there is not one single way that you are that is not that is not malleable, that's when you grow up, and that's when the real work of being a human begins. I think that all people are incredibly full of potential and desires. Everybody. Humans are very powerful, have very powerful minds, powerful imaginations, big hearts. We're ambitious. And I think any of that goes away is usually something that was kind of discouraged or beat out of us. Hopefully not literally. It could have been indoctrinated out of you. It could have been scared out of you. Our institutions, unfortunately, in this country, many of them are fear-based and materialistic, and not so encouraging of the imagination, not so encouraging of creativity. We're built on this strange practicality that disregards the spirit, disregards your creative nature, disregards your desires, your imagination, and tells you those things are probably going to get in the way of what the real world is like. And even institutions that do claim to take you on spiritual journeys do so in such materialistic ways also. And just kind of like these absolutistic, moral, dogmatic structures tell you this is right and this is wrong. That's materialistic. Even though they claim it's for higher reasons or is a God-given idea. Like, whatever. Honestly, you can quote me on that. Okay, the real spiritual work that needs to be done here is the work that tells you you are powerful enough to come to your own conclusions. You don't have to just agree to everything that's been told you. I think the rebel is the only person that really, really has, that's really gonna make any important changes in this world. Okay, I'm saying changes. I don't think that everybody needs to be a rebel. I think that structure is important. I think that keeping things going and functioning is good, and there are some things that require steadiness out of us. Absolutely. We do need to like survive, and the systems that got us here did successfully get us to survive, but if they don't change, they are going to kill us. So we have to evolve past them. We have to take these inventions that we've made and say, okay, that's cool, that got us here. Now, if we don't want to destroy ourselves, we need to evolve. And that's only going to be done by rebels. You have to go against your system in order to make the system better. And so I'm here reminding you, most of the way you are, you agreed to without even realizing you agreed to it. You can pick apart anything about your life and say, does it have to be this way? And sometimes you might conclude, yes, but I would like you to not say it has to be this way, but to say I want it to be this way. If there's anything around you that you do want to keep, don't keep it because it has to be there. Keep it because you want it to be there. Shift it into your responsibility. A lot of your life you were given, and you need to either turn it over to self-ownership and really accept it, or you need to change it to something that you want. And a lot of times, first, in order to change it into something you want, you do first have to accept it as your own. Okay, I received this. I received this life I was given. I take responsibility for it. I claim ownership over this life, this body, this set of circumstances I was given, whether I liked it or not. And recognize that it does not have to be this way. I could at any moment change just about any part of this that I wanted to. Not without consequences, but I could change it. And then you start building your life. The machine is already running, so there is this sense of working on the machine while it's running, building the machine while it's running. that makes it hard to build a new one, but you can. It just means you have to do it more in a like a gradient kind of way, kind of the way your body replaces all of its cells every 7 years, I think. It's like, but it doesn't replace them all at once, but over the course of 7 years, all your cells have been replaced. You get what I'm saying, right? You can't just close your eyes, imagine a new life, and wake up and be in that new life. But if you close your eyes and imagine a new life for yourself, you can open your eyes and begin the process. And I think if you're doing that, you're going to live a happier life than kind of this absolute, I either like my life or I don't. But it's not easy, but I do think it's ultimately more fulfilling. So, the original title of this that I think I'm gonna keep is "Break Your Own Rules." This means break rules. Realize that all the rules there are in the world that you follow are your rules. Every rule that you follow is yours. You might not think that it is. It may not feel like it is, but it's yours. And so if you break it, you're showing yourself that you have power to change your world. I should probably give an example. I guess the easiest examples would be in art. Like in music, there's typical form that people write by. The common pop form is A B A B C B. Should be like verse chorus bridge chorus. Okay. Let's say you were taught this is the way that songs are written, and you went out and even successfully wrote 100 songs like that. In order to show yourself that music is creative and that you can do whatever you want as a musician, you're going to have to break your own rule. You're going to have to break that rule, which you have made your own. If you were adhering to it 100 times over, it's your rule. Break it. You agreed to it. Break it to show yourself that every rule you follow, you simply have agreed to. So write a song that is ABAB. Write a song that's BABACB. Write a song that's AAAAAB. Write a song that's ABC. Write a song that goes ABCDEF ABABCDEFA. Do it wrong. Write with a wrong form. And then you'll see that there was no right form. I kept telling myself that I shouldn't be mixing because I don't have any monitors. But I just mixed 2 songs without monitors. I mixed them in my headphones and then tested them in a whole bunch of different places. Other headphones, in the car, on other people's speaker systems, on the phone. I didn't send it to a masterer, to a mastering engineer. I didn't do any of the things you're supposed to. And I'm happier with these 2 recordings than with pretty much any other recordings that I've mixed. But it took me, but breaking those rules, being like, oh, okay, okay, so I don't have the right equipment to do this. I'm going to do it anyway. That rule allowed me to keep moving with my music, and I was able to move for some reason better by some limitation by breaking this rule. Okay, like, so I don't mix with monitors. What are you going to do about it? And this attitude, this like, what are you going to do about it attitude is what I want to see more people have. Some of my brightest, most intelligent, most motivated friends are holding themselves back by rules that they actually agreed to a long time ago and are afraid to break. So I'm encouraging you to start small. I'm not trying to tell you to go like break windows or shoplift or anything, but like also if you like stealing a stick of gum to show yourself that you are as capable of being a criminal as anybody else, and to show yourself how easy it is, and to show yourself that like, oh, Walmart didn't feel the hurt of this or something, like if you steal a stick of gum from Walmart, like literally nothing happens except some battle in your own psyche about whether you're a sinner now, whether you're a criminal now, whether that was fair to Walmart or not. I'm less concerned with you stealing a stick of gum than I am about whether Walmart is paying its employees fairly or like monopolizing an entire nation. Like those types of things. I'm being a little bit extreme, but also like just a little bit extreme. Like I haven't done that, and like I said, I'm not condoning that. I'm not telling you to go shoplift a stick of gum. But like if you are afraid that would all of a sudden make you a bad person, like it's only to you that makes you a bad person. Okay? And that has to do with your beliefs about who owns what, the value of what you're supposed to do in order to get something that you don't have. They're all structures. So much of law is arbitrary. Like, I'm not saying that laws happen for no reason, but a lot of like remaining laws are arbitrary. How come one state away I can smoke marijuana legally and here I can't? I can drive 8 hours west and smoke a plant and it's fine. But here, it's not fine. Like, that's dumb. That's stupid. And once I realized that's stupid, and like one of my rules for myself was like legality. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge about whether this is right or wrong. and but I'll accept the risks. I'll accept the consequences. If I get caught smoking marijuana here, send me to jail. And then everybody that cares about me, knows the work that I do in education and in art and music, they'd be like, it's ridiculous that that person is going to jail. Like, I can't. If I got sent to jail for smoking marijuana, so many people would think it was crazy. They'd be like, what? William Bloomquist is in jail for what? And then they'd be like, oh, that's kind of silly. He was just smoking a plant. I'd be like, yeah. How many people are in jail right now for smoking a plant? And they're in there for longer than somebody who sexually assaulted somebody. It's ridiculous. Okay, so like, realize the ridiculousness, the absurdity of some of the rules that you follow. And like, if you can be not afraid of making your own decisions on those things, you're going to start feeling more powerful as a person. If just blanket statement, everything that's illegal is off limits to me, my life is going to be boring. There are better reasons to not do something than because it's a law to not do something. Energy drinks, this is a rule that I broke for myself. Man, I don't know, like bedtimes and stuff, sleep. All nighter is like breaking my own rules about what I think is best for my body. Find something simple. Find something simple this week that is your own rule that you've created. Oh, I don't play video games. Video games are a waste of time. Video games turn people's brains to mush. Go play a video game. Go break your own rule. Oh, I don't read books. I prefer audiobooks so I can do something, so I can stay productive, or like while I'm on my way to work. Go break your rule. Go read an actual book. Oh, I'm not an animal person. Go to the petting zoo. Oh, I don't have time to see people during my week. I work too hard and I'm too exhausted. Schedule something with somebody and don't let yourself get out of it. I don't know. Like I could keep riffing on this for a long time. I only draw in Sharpies. That was a rule for myself. Now I do paint. But I had to deliberately branch out from that. I also, and commission helped. I was commissioned to do a bigger piece. I was like, this is gonna take forever to do a Sharpie. And so I was like, I guess I better paint. It'll help it go faster. I'll cover more ground faster. And now I realized, now that I paint, I can do larger scale works. So like my rule of like, oh, I only draw with Sharpie was actually like keeping me away from working on bigger canvases. Men, you probably have a lot of rules to yourself that you don't think about. When you go shopping, you're probably not looking for the color pink or yellow. You're probably not thinking, oh, maybe if I shop in the women's section, I'll find something cool or more comfortable. You're probably not thinking about how much prettier your eyes could look with mascara or something. You probably haven't thought to like ask one of your friends who is a girl to do your makeup. You've probably never gone thrifting for women's clothes, and because of that, you've probably never realized that a lot of women's clothes are really comfortable and are actually like a lot more stylish than what you're wearing every day. Those were rules that took me a long time to break. I had to be around people who really pushed me to like express myself more androgynously, and I learned like a lot about fashion, and I learned a lot about things I took for granted, things that I thought were off limits for guys in my head, or I only thought like, oh, only gay men dress this certain way or something. Like those are just things that are in my head from society, and then I was like, oh well, no. If I wore those things, that would make me a straight person wearing those things, which means that clearly that's not something that's limited to gay men. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so as soon as you break a rule for yourself, you embody the knowledge that everything that's happening out there is not a rule either. It's just like maybe a pattern that you assumed to be a rule, but it's not. Gosh, I don't know. Cursing on social media. That was a rule of mine. Like, I'm not gonna curse on social media. And I'm trying to tastefully break that rule. But then tastefulness is a rule of mine. Like, why do I need to be tasteful? It's to be professional. Okay, why do you need to be professional? Because I have this job. Why do you need to have that job? I can't think of another one I'd rather do. It's like, are you sure? Oh, yeah, I could do other jobs. I'd actually like to perform full time. Oh, if you're a performer full time, would you have to be professional in a certain way? Probably not. I would just have to be a good performer. Oh, okay, everything's made up. Break your own rules. The reason I'm telling you this, break your own rules, even the ones you think are unbreakable, because new timelines, new possibilities in your life will open up for you. You will imagine new possibilities in your life that you didn't imagine before every single time you break one of your own rules. If there's a certain game and you start it the same way every time, because that's the best way, don't. Play a wrong first move. You'll discover a different way of thinking about that game. Make an alias that's a name that you would never name yourself or something. Imagine somebody that you hate. What would they name their alias? Okay, go name your alias that. There is so much. This is actually really fun. It's fun riffing on it because I can imagine rules for myself, and I can imagine rules that you all probably have. Like, you could like name me a friend of mine, and I could tell you, oh, these are all these rules that they play by. I could probably start to imagine rules that my friends play by. I could definitely tell you rules that my family plays by. Like, for sure, because I'm the one who inherited a lot of those rules and had to undo. And that's okay. It's okay that they have those rules, and it's even okay that I have them. They served me well. Just at some point, there were bigger possibilities for me. But that meant that I had to transcend those rules. Doesn't mean disrespect them. Just show yourself that they're malleable. And that they were there for a reason, not because they have to be there. Nothing's there because it has to be there. Nothing's there because it always objectively has to be there forever in order for things to function well. A lot of rules are there because they served a certain purpose for a time, but there might be a better rule. There always is probably a better rule. Let me know what rules you try to break this week. That'd be fun. I'd really enjoy hearing that. Don't go shoplift. Or do. Okay, any rule you break, realize, okay, first accept the possible consequences, and then go break it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not condoning. I'm not on this video condoning. I am not on this video condoning criminal behavior. Disclaimer. Know your risks, know your possible consequences. Goodness, I should go. All right, bye.